Jeff Bezos spends $1 billion a year trying to leave the Earth. Why not fix the world instead of escaping it? Surely there's a better way to spend $1 billion than just to go up and come back down. In this video, I explore that question. Is it moral for a billionaire or a government to spend money to go to space when so much is broken on Earth? What I found out made me both inspired and a little horrified. So could the money spent on space be used better? Could we fix poverty with targeted aid? Well, whenever I have a deep question like this, I like to come to my local church because they have a printer they let anyone use, and I can print out the economics literature on a topic. Skepticism of space travel isn't new. The majority of Americans actually opposed the moon landing when it happened. And in 1962, the New York Times wrote that we could spend the space money elsewhere. But that was 70 years ago. After all this time, does the accumulated research teach us anything about the effectiveness of aid spending? There are a lot of successes, but there are many failures as well. The most emblematic probably is the play pump, a merry-go-round that children can play on, and it would pump water. Great idea, right?
This is supposed to be a toy that children play on, and as they pump and spin around and round on the play pump, fresh water is pumped at the same time. And I think they found that children, like everywhere in the world, sometimes get tired of playing on one toy all the time. But if they were relying on the energy of children, they really needed them to be spinning and spinning literally for hours a day to provide adequate water, and of course they weren't.
It's kind of like handing out a bunch of fidget spinners saying, aren't these fun? But if you stop spinning them, your village dies. The play pump is the perfect symbol for the out-of-touch do-gooder that unfortunately characterizes a lot of what's happened in foreign aid. This book documents that large-scale change always has to come from within a country. What we've learned is you can't foreign aid your way out of poverty. But aid can make a difference with localized specific interventions, particularly ones focused on health like malaria prevention and water purification. Many of the space billionaires and the US government are already spending on these types of projects. Bezos' charitable spending exceeds his space spending, while the US spends 40 times more on poverty alleviation than on NASA. So how much is enough? On one end is Will MacAskill, a moral philosopher who lives like a monk and gives away everything. On the other end of the spectrum is me, who primarily donates my money to Lego and my local brewery. I needed to talk to a real philosopher, so I called my friend Rebecca Lowe.
Recording in progress.
Do I go glasses? Maybe I will. I have a bad habit of like taking them on off. But yes, it maybe looks like I know more than I actually do.
She's not only an actual bona fide philosopher, but she's written on space. She's a space philosopher, if you will.
People derive benefits from going into space. They further what I like to think of as human basic goods.
This is just how philosophers talk, I guess.
So these are things that are irreducibly and objectively good. Things like achievement, things like knowledge, things like happiness, although that's a slightly more complicated one. And on one side of things, I'd just say that people should be free to spend their time and their money how they want.
Is it that simple? People should just be free to do as they want? Yes, actually freedom is essential. This book shows it's what's missing in many countries. It's why small interventions work but don't scale. The big problem with many countries is institutions. Many poor countries have corrupt authoritarian elites who take the aid money. There's a story in the New York Times write-up of this book that's emblematic. An aid worker advises a Haitian farmer to improve his land, but the farmer refuses. The aid worker asks why, and the farmer says if his farm becomes too productive, a government official will seize it. So no amount of money will change this dynamic. The biggest anti-poverty program in history was Deng Xiaoping making the Chinese economy more free after Mao. That lifted millions out of poverty. So being free to do as we please is how we are able to escape poverty. The trade-off is people are going to spend money in ways you don't like. Some will spend it on charity and some will spend it on energy drinks, NFTs, and NFTs of energy drinks.
There are multiple ways to live a good life, and other people shouldn't be imposing on us a particular conception of the good life.
But they can make fun of it.
And a new captain, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos.
Dude, space is freaking awesome.
And that's what's great about a free society, is that we can debate what our values should be using persuasion or humor. So if you think it's stupid that billionaires spend money going to space, you can make fun of it. And if I think it's stupid that you think it's stupid, I can make fun of you. Owen Wilson made fun of Jeff Bezos' space trip on Saturday Night Live. And who better to tell us what to do with our time and money than the man who made You, Me, and Dupree?
It doesn't mean, though, that all of the ways to live your life are good, or all of them are equally good. Sometimes people do make bad choices. Sometimes people do allocate their time badly.
That brings us to our next question: how to spend your time. What actually happens when a billionaire puts a bunch of money into a rocket startup or the government decides to go to the moon is that money goes to people.
Smart people that work here. What could they have done instead? The economics term for this is crowd out. The people working here are being pulled from working somewhere else. So the deeper question is, what should we do with our time? Is working on space the best use of some of our best people's time?
My dad spent 12 of his years on it, working at JPL from 1979 to 1991, after which he became a computer science professor. I couldn't get him for this video because, well, he was an engineer and a computer science professor. We're lucky if he leaves the house. Hey Dad, you're in the Econ Nerds video.
No, I'm not.
He did send me an email about why he worked for JPL. And as you would expect from a computer science professor, it's all about the Fermi paradox, Drake equation, and human extinction. But it ended with this quote.
Make no little plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood. Make big plans, aim high in hope, and work. Remember that our sons and grandsons are going to do things that would stagger us.
This sent me reeling. He never told me anything like this when I was young. I realized I had put zero thought into my career. I majored in the easiest college major and went to grad school so I wouldn't have to pay my student loan interest. I sort of just fell into having a PhD in economics as much as one can. How should I have done it? How should someone do it?
I think it's an astonishing time to be alive. I think this almost every day. I think it when I can talk to ChatGPT about philosophy. I think it when I hear these astonishing new medical advances.
And which exciting field should someone pick?
My view is generally people have the best idea as to how they should spend their own time. We have good knowledge of ourselves, of our skills.
Counterpoint, I spent my 20s doing comedy in empty bars and drinking 40s. Self-knowledge can be noisy. I needed to ask a professional who helps people find their purpose, so I looked for a life coach, and that was going to cost $500. So I went for a budget life coach off Upwork for $10.
Could you just tell me about yourself, like how you arrived at the life coach career and sort of what you do?
To be honest, I don't have experience in life coaching as such.
Looks like I was going to have to spend more than $10 an hour. Although Edgardo was nice. So I upped my price to $40 an hour and found Luis. And Luis was fantastic.
I engaged a couple of weeks with my wife.
Oh, so congratulations.
Well, thank you.
We actually talked for over an hour about life in Venezuela, stoicism.
This is hard. Accept like it is. Hurt me? It's okay, hurt. Feels good? Okay, feels good. This anyway will pass.
But when I asked him how one should choose a career, this was his response.
I see that we have several points here, like the Japanese perspective.
This is the idea of ikigai, that you should do what you could be paid for, but you should think of 3 other questions. What do you love to do?
You can do it all the day, and the times you don't see passing by, you know?
What are you good at?
Because I can play, I don't know, football. But I am not good enough.
And how can you provide value, or what does the world need?
For example, you can sell drugs. You can do it. You can love sales. You make money. But for your environment, for your people, for your community, happiness. How much happiness are you creating for them?
So the question then is, do other people actually benefit from space travel? Rebecca thinks so.
Advances in space lead to advances on Earth. So I get why people are down on the billionaires, but I think they're missing the point that the billionaires are splashing their cash on something that comes with all kinds of benefits for humankind.
This is what economists call positive externalities. Here's an example. I bought this fantastic Lego set for me and only me. But since I'm a great father, I also let my son play with it. So he's getting a positive externality from my reckless spending.
Yep.
So what specifically are those positive externalities going to space have for humanity?
Everyone knows astronaut ice cream is one, but has space given us anything more than edible chalk? To answer that, I need something better than a space philosopher or budget internet life coach. I need a robot, or 3.
I asked all the major LLMs for the biggest positive externalities to come from space travel. Then I combined the robot technology with the simplest technology possible, markers and construction papers, to make this list. Number 1. Weather satellites. Knowing where natural disasters will strike has saved millions. Even with climate change, deaths due to weather events has actually fallen over time. Number 2, water filtration. If you remember from the beginning, this was one of the best poverty-fighting interventions, and it came from space. Finally, number 3, medical and material technology advances that have saved countless lives. So the question we started with was a false trade-off. Spending money on space actually fixed a lot of problems on Earth, helped alleviate suffering. It does provide value to others. It's fine if you want to be a space engineer or spend money on it. But the question still remains, is it the best way to spend our limited years here? I mean, what should I do with my life? What should I tell my son to do with his life? Making this, I had looked at a lot of pictures from space, and I'd stare at distant stars and wonder, what is actually there? And by going there, could we figure it all out? Why we're here? And maybe that's why I was trying to show space was worthless. I was secretly envious of the space explorers and engineers. They have a purpose. They have found the satisfaction that can only come from doing something hard. Even better, actually, doing the impossible. And that is the greatest gift you can give to the next generation, to expand the possible for them.
Do you think I'll go to the moon someday?